Am I the idiot for being upset with my husband for using my bonus on him? History: my husband 28 male and I 27 female have been married about 4 years now. We dated in college and got married after. He finished college with a finance degree and thought he would go into accounting. Well, he quickly found out that was not his passion. So he bounced around jobs and ideas, business, teacher, lawyer, but nothing really kept him saying this is what I want to do. This was pre-COVID. Since COVID he has not attempted anything. He says after the pandemic there will be a boom in jobs and he can find something that he's passionate about. I have been working full-time and thankfully my job became remote and pays the bills while keeping food on the table. Incident in question: after the fiscal year closed my work had done really well. We sell medical testing equipment, so it was a big product of 2020. I was given a promotion, I got a little pay raise and a small bonus. I was really excited because I could finally repair my purse and replace my shoes. My friend's puppy destroyed, but I acknowledge I should not have left my purse on a low stool in front of the puppy's bed, so my fault. I was so excited to tell my husband, but he seemed more excited than me over this promotion. He started going off how he could redo his game area and get the new system since he was tired of his others, and I was dumbfounded. I got really quiet because I almost could not believe what he was saying. He eventually goes out and gets himself a new system, chair, and mouse. He had basically spent my bonus. I was so upset and ultimately hurt and numb. We ended up getting into an argument and he called me selfish for not being happy that he got to achieve his dream, and I am spoiled for being upset I couldn't spend this money on me first. I basically called him an ungrateful idiot and asked why does he deserve new stuff when I have been providing. He got really quiet on that one and stormed out saying he would be staying with his family. Only about an hour away. I have been getting angry calls and texts due to the fact he didn't feel supported in his own home, and if I am making the money I can get whatever I want when I want, and I shouldn't throw it in his face that he doesn't have an income, which is not true. I'm trying to keep a roof over our head and food on the table. All his friends and family think I overreacted to something that makes my husband happy. And that the next time we get a large sum of money my husband said he would let me repair my purse. I haven't responded and don't think I will for a few days. But I have gotten so many "you're such a witch" and the idiot I starting to wonder if I really am. Summary: husband is bored with his game system stuff, so he used my bonus and raise to buy him a new one without my permission, and when I got upset I was labeled selfish and unsupportive. Am I the idiot? It's absurd that he will let you fix your purse when he somehow magically gets a large amount of money. Like what? First of all, what money, where, and how? He's a loser, and seeing as it's been years he's officially a mooch. Separate your accounts, do the bare minimum in household expenses, and if you're ready, willing and able, contact a lawyer on the down low. Don't waste your life on someone so selfish. Not the idiot. By the way, I don't think it was your fault for someone else's dog ruining your things. They should have warned you and been gracious enough to cover the costs of repairs. Please don't get offended by what I am about to say, but, sister, what are you waiting for? Your husband doesn't contribute financially and isn't even trying to get a job. We are living through very difficult times. A lot of people struggle financially. Many lost their jobs and only sources of income and are desperately trying to find a way to feed themselves and keep a roof over their heads. And your husband is okay forcing you to be the sole provider in the household while he is staying home to game, and then has the audacity to spend your bonus on himself. He is a moocher and won't change. And now he actually ran off to mommy to complain that his new mommy/sex provider is being mean and using other people to attack you. Get rid of the moocher. Not the idiot, and he's trying to manipulate you into feeling bad, rather than taking responsibility for his crappy actions. You clean the house, and make the money. What does he bring to your relationship? What he's done is unacceptable, childish, and selfish. I'd return his new toys and tell him to stay at his parents' until he gets a clue about adult life. I'm not saying divorce him, but do not let this slide even an inch. Don't give in to his gaslighting. You are right. There is no argument in the world that he can make to justify his behavior. Edit/update. Wow, thank you everyone. I was not expecting this kind of support. I appreciate all the kind messages and compassion. This is more than I have ever felt in my life, so thank you Reddit. I took the weekend to reflect on what I want and read through the comments and messages. I see your point in that I can't keep treating this like a marriage if he doesn't. So here's to today and my first step towards freedom. I am separating the finances immediately and contacting a local lawyer to see my options and rights, as well as therapy options for him. I will present this to him and he gets to choose. But I refuse to baby an almost 30-year-old. If he wants that, well, he is his mother. My parents expect me to co-sign a house with them. For context, I'm finishing my undergrad this year, and for the past year my parents have been telling me I need to co-sign with them to buy a house. They currently rent an apartment. I come from an Asian household. My parents are also divorced, but in an unstable relationship. They can't buy a house on their own because they have no income. They stopped working around a year ago, and they told me they don't want to work that hard anymore because they worked so hard to raise me and put me in college. They have no retirement plan, so I guess I am their ticket to retirement. Naturally, this also means they expect me to contribute towards the mortgage each month. I'm not planning on living with them at all, never in fact. For as long as I can help it, that house will not be my home because I cannot stand living with my parents. I feel very pressured and have been having breakdowns. I live far away from them, but every call and every holiday visit I'm reminded of these expectations. I feel like all my efforts towards being independent is worthless. My parents haven't contributed a single dollar towards my expenses, literally nothing, for the past 1 to 2 years. The only thing they even paid for at the beginning of college was my phone bill, but that has stopped too. I dread the future. I'm scared. It seems too easy to say to just cut my parents off, but the guilt of knowing that I'd be abandoning them, knowing they don't have financial security, knowing that they raised me and helped me get to where I am, eats me alive. But co-signing a house scares me. I need to live my own life too. I have my bills to pay too. I don't mind giving them some money, but co-signing a house and providing $1,000 a month is too much. Every call we fight about this. I don't care about my parents' opinion of me, but the guilt of not supporting them destroys me. But the anxiety of having basically a grown child to take care of at 21, it's so hard. Definitely do not co-sign a house for them. That's crazy. If they are affording to live in an apartment now, have them continue to do so. Don't let your parents guilt you into a terrible situation. And seek help for your anxiety. You are not responsible for your parents' happiness. They chose to give birth to you, that does not make you responsible for them. It also may be hard, but if they are constantly harassing you about this, then go no contact with them. It's their fault for choosing not to save for retirement. Seriously, what on earth made them think a college student would be able to afford to pay for their housing/living expenses and retirement? That's inane. This isn't on you, they're being childish, and they're being lazy. This is poor planning on their part. What is it that most entitled parents say? Oh yeah. They need to get a job. They aren't too old to work and take care of themselves. They wanted to be lazy and sit on their butts and mooch off of you. Don't let them. Am I the idiot for refusing to pay my brother his money back? About 10 years ago my brother, Seth, gave me $12,000. I had a very bad gambling problem and took money out of my other brother's, Carter's, shop, about $10,000. I gambled all the money away. So right after that I called Seth and begged him to help me. Seth took a loan for $12,000 so I could pay Carter back, and Seth gave me the $2,000 extra to start therapy to fix my gambling problem. He was really chill about the money until he began to plan his wedding. All of a sudden my mother started to pressure me to pay him back ASAP because he was getting married and needed the money. My brother didn't ask. Then COVID hit and his work hours got cut back. He began to ask me to pay him back slowly and that he knew COVID hit everyone hard but that he needed the money back. I paid him back $2,000 but then I had to get myself a new car because my wife got a promotion and started to work in another part of the city and needed our car to get to work. 1 year after COVID they moved to another apartment and then he began to pressure me that I needed to pay him back ASAP. I wanted to pay him back but my wife surprised me with a vacation for my birthday. Then I had to buy another car because my first car broke down. Seth confronted me about the car and I told him that my father-in-law paid for it. Seth's wife organized a small surprise BBQ for him and invited us too. After the BBQ we told my brother about the vacation for my birthday, and then Seth and his wife started acting weird after that. They were avoiding eye contact and when we left they were cold. I thought that was very rude. After the barbecue his wife texts me about how she wishes us a nice vacation and how she wonders if they have to sue us for the money. She goes on about how my brother works 3 jobs. So first of all my job is very hard too, and how dare she suggest to sue me? I mean who is she? And I helped my brother out many times. When we were on vacation his wife drove my car because their car causes her panic attacks so she wanted to try driving a small car. I never asked them for gas money then, and my brother drove my car a few times too. I bought him an Apple TV as a birthday present and I helped him move. I called him right after she texted me, and told him that if his money is tight he shouldn't have moved in the middle of a pandemic, and that he shouldn't have bought a $700 TV. Then he starts telling me that he gave me 12K and only asks back for 10K, and he doesn't even add the interest he paid the bank into that. Frankly, I didn't ask him to give 12K. He got really pissed and now he isn't talking to me, neither is his wife. My mom urges me to apologize, but I just don't see the point. Helping is mutual and I really don't appreciate them urging me like that and acting like I never helped them. And I am really mad at his wife for getting between us. Am I the idiot? You are the idiot to the 9th degree. You can't really believe that letting your sister-in-law test drive your car without giving you gas money or helping them move means you don't have any moral obligation to pay back ASAP the $12,000 plus interest your brother was stuck with? How can you go on vacation or buy 2 new cars when you owe this debt? Why did your wife buy such an expensive car? Because if she knows about this loan, she's just as morally bankrupt as you. Stealing from both of your brothers must give you the same adrenaline rush as when you won a bet. Just don't expect anyone to lift a finger to help you in the future. I wonder if the brother he stole from knows he stole from him and that his other brother took a loan to pay back the other brother? You are the idiot. You called your brother for help. He took out a loan not only so you could pay back the other brother you stole from, but he borrowed extra money to get you into therapy and get you help. You may not have asked him for 12K, but you sure as heck had no problem accepting that 12K, now did you? You owe your brother and his wife a lot of things. You owe them the money your brother loaned out to help your sorry selfish butt. You owe them both a huge apology, and then you owe them the kindness of never being a part of their lives again because they are truly better off without you in them. You are clearly very selfish, you use people, and you have no regard for anyone else but you and what people can give you. You also sound very daft if you think that helping your brother move, lending his wife your car for a short period of time and not asking for gas money make it even close to equaling what you owe him. I'm sorry, but what? That's the very least you should be doing for your brother, because not only did he save your butt financially, he saved your relationship with your other brother. He saved you from being charged or doing jail time for stealing a large amount of money from your other brother. And subsequently having a record because of that, he also got you help for your addiction. Which honestly, I think you still may need to work on. Because you're gambling the relationships you have with your family by behaving the way you are. The only person putting a wedge in between you and your brother is you, not his wife. It's you. She cares about your brother, which is why she's trying to ensure he gets paid back, so they can have what they need. But I wouldn't expect you to understand that, since it sounds like you don't care about anyone other than yourself. You need help and you need to pay your brother back. You are the idiot. Huge, you are the idiot. You are the idiot. How is this even a question? You owe somebody 5 figures and you're not making any kind of payment plan, and you said your wife surprised you with the vacation? Does she not know that you owe your brother $12,000? And none of what they purchase is any of your business. You called him begging for his help and he helped you, and now you should pay him back. You sound like a deadbeat 100%. I wouldn't blame them at all for suing you. Am I the idiot for telling my husband my money is mine? My husband and I had triplets, all boys, about 2 years after we got married. They had some health issues. Because of that, my husband wanted me to quit my job and take care of our boys and our home. Since it was cheaper than paying for specialized child care. I agreed. Our family lives in a row of townhomes, 6 homes in our building, that were owned by our landlord at the time. I was offered a job cleaning townhomes when a tenant moved out by our landlord. I asked my husband about it. He said that he didn't care, but he didn't want it to interfere with my responsibilities at home. We also agreed the money would be mine since it's a second job. We did this for 3 years. It grew into where I cleaned other places for my landlord. I just put the money into savings. My father-in-law died June of 2019. When my husband received a check from his mom, I asked my husband about it. He got angry and said that it's his money and any future inheritance would not be part of our family budget. My husband ended up going on several trips with his brothers with the money. I was okay with that. Although I was hurt he got angry when I asked about it. October 2021, my grandpa died. I am the only grandchild. My parents make good money, so his estate was left to me. I just transferred the money, rented out the farmland around his home, and I did decide to keep his home since it is close to my parents' home. I live 4 hours away from them. I didn't talk to my husband about it since it was my inheritance. January of this year, my landlord came to me and let me know he was selling the townhomes I live in. With cost rising around us, I was worried about it. It would cause a major impact in our family budget. Things worked out to where I was able to use my inheritance combined with what I had saved from working to buy the building. My husband came to me and told me he wants me to deposit part of the rental income from the other townhomes into our family account, allowing more spending money for fun. I reminded him of our agreements. Along with we no longer have a rent payment. We ended up in a fight. He says I'm being an idiot for not sharing the money coming in. Why are you married to this greedy hypocrite? His money is his and how dare you even ask about it, but your money is for both of you and how dare you not want to share? Girl, what? He stuck you with caring for 3 babies with health issues in the house? Not the idiot but, wow. This guy has some audacity. Greed and selfishness. This is wild. OP, not the idiot and you have a husband problem. He established the rules himself, my inheritance, my money. It should be followed by, your inheritance. Your money, and it was. Rules should apply for both spouses. You got what you wanted. Why you mad? It is your inheritance in the first place. There's no agreement to share, rather the opposite. As such, you should be able to do whatever you want. He's only budging now that he sees he can bank from you. His priorities are messed up. He wants to put money into the family account, but for fun? When you have 3 kids with health issues. So immature and selfish. Edit to add, OP, I think you should talk to a lawyer. If you put the inheritance money, which is all yours, into the shared family account, there's a good chance your husband might get his hands on it after you divorced. Same goes for the building, you bought it with your savings and inheritance, it should be owned by you only. After you gave up working, for him and the kids no less, that building is your income now. You should keep your money, not the husband. Not the idiot, do not bend on this. He wants his money and your money but doesn't want you to have his money. That is not fair. Keep the buildings in your name and keep the rental money. He was selfish, so screw him. Also, the minute you mix your inheritance money into a joint account or into a co-owned building, that money becomes up for grabs by your husband if you get divorced. Talk to a lawyer so you are clear on the law. Update. My husband and I had a long talk when he came home. He knows I am leaving on a trip and asked to go. I told him I needed time. I showed him the comments on this thread. He said he would do whatever I wanted. He volunteered to sign a postnuptial before I even asked him. He just doesn't want a divorce. He was shocked with how many people recommended that here. My BFF's husband is a lawyer, he said he can draw up the paperwork tonight. We will sign tomorrow. I will update you after my trip. I also decided once he signs the prenuptial on my inheritance, then I will ask him about putting my work income in our family budget. He can help when he is off work with the house and kids as a possible compromise. Allowing him to have some spending money and giving me a break.